That's really all I have to say. Ah. And wow, I love the fall. I love the fall, you guys. So even before I came on live, I was just standing here in total silence. As chatty as I can be, you guys, believe it or not, off camera, I'm not afraid of silence. I actually have grown to love it. When I was younger, chatty, 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 chatty. That's me, but it's also connected to what I came here for. So communications is a part of it. But I've learned the importance of stillness, of silence, of quiet. I know that a lot of us, the mind chatters, and we hear all the mind chatter, especially if you're not used to stillness or used to being in meditative states. So at first, yeah, you're going to hear all of the, you're going to hear all the everything, bitch, okay? Yo shit, other people shit, all of it. But when you practice it and then like the connecting to the breath, which is a technique to help you to pull into your body and to get out of the mind, it almost, I don't know what that is. It resets it or something. I don't have all of the facts, but there's something to mindful breath work and stillness that pulls you out. Like, if you don't believe it, if you're kind of like me, which is a person that is a born skeptic and I have to try out everything because you're not going to just tell me, okay? That's my so I always practice everything. I'm like, let me see. And so when I do, then it's delightful to find like, wow. And if you all were here, you would be able to probably feel what I feel or sense what I sense. You guys are looking at the screen and it's like, okay, that's one thing. And I get that. But just being here, connecting in the presence of earth, organic nature. In other words, these trees are here. They grew here. They're very big. A lot of them are very big, old, ancient. It's a lot of green around me, a whole lot. And it's organic. It's not like, oh, I want to put a tree and put some aesthetics up. Like, it's balanced. Something about it. And I'm not implying that this makes this place perfect, okay? Because there's high, low energies no matter where we go on the globe, okay? There's going to be places that there's more prevalent density than others. I mean, that's the way it is. But it's something about this. It's simple, isn't it? This is something that we've lost track of in humanity. Simple. I love technology. This is how you hear my voice. This is how we're able to do things across the universe, across the globe. But being in the now is something that we struggle with most. And I feel like it's a combination between all of the past events that we have played out over and over again, on top of worrying about the future, on top of we have so much to pull us out of our bodies and out of the present moment. We get online and all we have to do is swipe, 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 swipe. Here, which I love. So please don't mix up what I'm saying. But when this is what we don't disconnect from that to come back to the simple every so often, right? Once a day for 5 minutes. It'll probably be miraculous changes just from once a day, 5 minutes, right? Once a day. Just simple. This don't cost money. And I understand not everybody's got access to the forest or the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever version we can do, but just where we're not, swiping on the phone, we're not checking emails or text or tweets or TikToks, which I love, but where we're just doing this to get here in the now. Shifting our frequency. This is where we'll find peace. This is where we'll find our bliss. I tripped off of that today because there's so much going on. But when I'm mindful and intentional to stop and I look at something beautiful or I bask with gratitude, it's amazing just how quickly I shift right back, like pop. And this is what I'm grateful for. And I go grateful to the universe, source, my ancestors, higher self, creator. I'm like, wow. Don't take a whole lot to make a bitch happy. Because I'm in awe. Like when I just, because this is the kind of stuff you just can't pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can go to spas and all that, but you know what I mean, It's like we can pay for a lot of shit, but really finding stillness and quietness and true inner peace that's not manufactured by something. We can't, it's priceless, man. In a chaotic world, in a fast-paced world, in a world of weirdos, in a world of hate, in a world of people fighting about this and fighting about that and all this foolishness to distract us from one thing. The truth, your healing, your ascension, and your right to be in alignment. Without the fuckery, the stories, the narratives. It's almost like our engaging back and forth in the fights is almost like it's feeding the fights. Our engaging back and forth is almost like it recreates it. And I know this is a little bit out there. I know that's a little bit esoteric. But from the stance of law and of attraction and the way the universe actually works, that's what it's starting to kind of feel like. And I know we have to navigate all these worlds, or both worlds, or figuring out the difference between trying to be in neutral and not being toxic positive versus also not feeding into toxic negativity. I think this is always the teeter-totter. Because it is true, where the mind goes, the man follows. It is true, what we focus on most grows. It is true, what we starve will eventually die. Did you hear that? Eventually. Just like what we feed eventually grows. What we starve eventually dies, right? And I know we get frustrated with that in the meantime, in between time. Process. And when somebody is like a kid standing in front of you, you guys remember how I did that little joke? For those of us who remember when we were kids or we grew up with siblings and neighbors, and they're putting their finger in your face, around you, or on top of your head, like doing all sorts of shit where you feel their energy and they're right there, but they're like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. And you're screaming, Mom or Grandma or whoever, Susie is what you call it. And then Susie like, I'm not touching them. Right? I'm not touching you. So it's like annoying you, right? To get you engaged. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. I'm going to admit just straight up, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. But I think as we're kind to ourselves and love on ourselves and just do what we can when we can, strengthen this. When we see that we're going too far to the left with engaging, asking our team to gently get us back, reset. It's like a reset, and then you're here, right? And then asking for help because we're hardwired for the negative because of the traumas and the programmings and the conditionings, right? What we came here with. So it's like asking for the help. Like, okay, how can I, where it's not totally boring, how can I focus on what I actually say with my lips that I want in life, that I want to create, that I want to feel, that I want to experience, without being ignorant, without being disillusioned, without negligence of any physical realities in which I'm navigating through. But how do I do that? And that's my constant intention. Constant asking my team. I may even ask for a light language, because this is one of the issues, isn't it? The duality, the polarities. How do we disengage? I can tell you what, right now, look, all I'm going to tell y'all, oh, bloomy bloom. Look, while I'm out here, I'm on a feeling good status, okay? Look, do you see what I'm trying to say? Oh, right now, in this now moment, right now, as I'm breathing, bitch, and standing here in the grass, bitch, while I'm right here enjoying myself, talking to beautiful souls. Oh, and this crisp, beautiful air and the blue skies, bitch, and the leaves and shit. I'm totally digging it, okay? And in this moment, which is the moment of attraction, in this moment, I'm in a neutral. I'm not too high, but I'm not too low. I'm in a neutral. I'm just in a state of gratitude, in a state of nowness and appreciation. So while I'm standing right here in this moment, I'm not being aggravated, am I? I'm not being aggravated by the nuances, the nuisance of my haters, right? Or even just life in itself, the nuances of the diversities of life, maybe things I don't necessarily like, agree, and or approve of, right? But in this now, though, that's not what I feel. And from this place, guess what I'm doing? Even though it don't seem like it to you all, but this is what I've become aware of. I'm actually manifesting. With these intentions, with this feeling into all, I believe it or not, as plain and basic and simple as this is, I'm manifesting. I'm recreating manifestations to become in a higher vibrational version of what I want to experience. I'm recreating by resetting my own energy, resetting my own frequency, getting into the now and out of the past, and even pulling away from too much focus to the future. But in this now, I'm grateful. I get to be blissed out and shit, all up in the nature and shit, bitch. This has been a dream for a while. Okay, everybody has different dreams. This may not be your ticket, but this was always something I wanted. I asked for it years ago. I always wanted to be around trees. I loved nature for a long time. So I was granted it. Somehow I manifested it. And now I see why. And when I stop the madness for a while, and when I pull myself out of the saga of the foolery of fucknuts, when I pull myself, right, just for a while, it reminds me I have a lot to be grateful for. A lot in this moment. And this is not about the riches and shit, y'all. No, I have a lot to be grateful for. I get this, what I'm looking at. My son is okay, in spite of everything that was done. We're provided for, in spite of people trying to put hindrance on this and hindrance on that and steal this and steal that. And in spite of all that, I'm all right. He's all right. I get to enjoy wonderful souls like some of you. I get to do what I love. What else? Sometimes we want so much. It's just endless, insidious shit show of insatiable desire. And then they're never satisfied. See, when we pull ourselves out of that, because it never stops. You get this house, you want another one. You get this car, you want that. You get this Gucci bag, you want this one. And it's like, damn, bitch. You know, come home. Shit. Home. Not that there's nothing wrong with these things, but it's like that balance, yo. You ain't on a rat, man. Oh, thank you, Light Team. There it is. Okay. I'm actually grateful because I'm not in the rat race. I opted out of it. I opted out of the rat race. I opted out of buying into that and working myself ridiculously for some bullshit that I'm not going to be able to take with me. Or worrying about trying to compare my form of success and happiness and attainment to that of another, which may not resonate with who I really am or my soul and what I come here for. Everybody don't need $1 million. Everybody don't want $1 million. Everybody's not stuck on the glamorous life to look better than so-and-so or to try to be a winner and shit. You're a winner when you're in your soul's resonance. This is when you are a true winner. You're not a winner. I've had to learn this. Because see, I'm in bliss as I speak right now, collective, right now, today. Not one day, in this moment. Am I saying everything is perfect altogether in every way? No. But that's the beauty of the journey too. I am in my bliss though, in this now moment. I'm in abundance in this moment actually. Because it's a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's not what the numbers say in the bank account. People steal a lot to have a large number to reflect in a bank account. That's not abundance. It's not doing weird magics on shit. That's also a lack of consciousness. In my simplicity, I am actually in abundance. And do I get stuff as a result? Absolutely. I already told you guys everything was recovered, and they're still recovering more things daily. But because I'm not panting or attached, realizing and grateful for the simple things in life, this makes life a lot simpler and easier. And this is why I will be honored, and as will you, if that's the frequency you tap into. Remember when we were just happy little kids just to go sit outside with a blanket and some toys, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just basic shit. On the grass or in a yard somewhere, at somebody's yard, we finna play red light, green light, bitch. Like whatever it was, remember when it wasn't about who has the best lace wig? Remember when it wasn't about who can buy the best ass of the year? Remember when it wasn't about who can outdo whose house is bigger than whose house and whose car is better than whose car? Remember? See, it's up to us to unplug from that. Or stay connected to it. It's up to us. But I prefer my bliss and my peace and my authenticity. I'm here to compare or compete with no one, but to become the highest version of myself as long as I'm here. And so are you.